There we go.
Some of your destinations have errors. Show what's wrong with this?
We are live. It says we're live.
It says we're live, but it says Facebook. Do it.
Oh, you're cutting down on me. What's going on? Oh, we're live, but something has happened.
Stand by. We are experiencing technical
difficulties. Yeah, what Javen said. I had to charge my computer here too because I messed up.
Well, as we are waiting to fix stuff, hello everybody. My name is Javen.
Yep, I'm Evan. We're gonna do.
Can y'all hear me?
We hear you, man.
I'm back. These technical difficulties are crazy. I don't know what's going on, but all right. Look, you lead it off, Evan. Go ahead. You were doing such a great job. Go ahead.
Javen started me off. I'm Evan, and today we're gonna be doing the Fast and the Furious movies. Every week we each rotate and create our own lists. And this week, Javen so graciously created his list of. What was the criteria for this week, Javen? It's Fast and Furious, but is there anything specific about it?
So it's just like my personal favorites from least to best ones. So originally, what had happened was when I was making this list is like I originally was like, you know what? I'm going to try to be fair and do like a ranking criteria, but as I was going through it, I was like, "Oh, this still sounds so biased." So I just like, you know what? I'm just gonna say I don't care. We're gonna do my favorite ones.
I'm just glad I'm just glad you were able to recognize your own bias. We having problems in America right now.
Wow!
So I'm just glad you could do it yourself. Hallelujah!
I admit it. So these two know, but like I am an avid car lover, and
definitely
these movies were some of the first movies that like I was already into cars before I saw these movies, but they just expanded like my love for them pretty much. But as you know, people know, like the series has since then moved on from street racing to like full on Mission Impossible
action, incredible,
Avengers type
crazy stuff.
So, which I'm personally fine with, even though I understand that's still an issue with some people have with it. But
I was going to ask you about that, because you've been way more of a Fast and Furious fan than I was, and I was part of the fan group where I didn't really love the first couple, but as it started getting crazier and crazier, I was like, you know what, this franchise is pretty dang fun. Like, I can't look at it as crazier and crazier. I can't look at it as like a unrealistic film because they are taking it seriously, but within the world, I can kind of believe it, and it kind of still works. Especially that trailer for the latest one, like where the guy like has a hook on his car and like flying in midair. It's the only franchise that can literally do this, and Vin Diesel is literally believing in it. Like he's selling it. Like it's not a comedy. He believes in what he's doing, which is pretty hilarious.
Well, hold on. All right. So I heard several things here. You know, I want everyone to know. I want everyone who's watching this to know something, right? I when you look back at this recording, you know, and I'm on my phone, and I'm being mobile tonight because I said I want to walk around because this is a passionate topic to me, Fast and Furious.
Wow.
Evan said some key things here. Crazier and crazier. Yeah, out of this world. All right. You took street racers and now made them Avengers. I mean, Vin Diesel, and you talk about taking yourself seriously. Vin Diesel's been talking about he's on the last ride for the last 5 movies.
It's bad that line's in so many movies. It's so bad. I was like, that's bad.
Can't even follow his own advice. So please continue.
He goes
that blasphemy, and I was like, hold on, y'all. I'm out here just. We need to take a moment. We need to take a moment to address some of that foolishness. So.
Because he gets that paycheck, he's like, you know what? Wait a second. I gotta stop saying one last ride because this is the only ride that my money relies on. I have nothing else besides this, besides voicing a tree in Guardians of the Galaxy. Sorry,
Vin.
Now
he's got Riddick. Hey, don't hate on Riddick.
That franchise is dead.
Riddick is not dead. Riddick is coming back. All right. The problem is that
I hope they do a reboot. That'd be fun.
Too much money. Vin Diesel got so high. Fast and Furious actually might be the reason that Riddick was killed. Because Vin Diesel said, "I need $5 billion to do this movie, because I'm so big and famous." And it's like, whoa, bro! Don't forget where you came from, right? Don't forget where you started. You are a video game character, bro. They got an Xbox 360 and a PS3 game made after you. So don't be talking about you all high and mighty because now you a tree and a car racer. Okay, let's just make that clear.
Oh my god,
jeez. But yeah, that's just my big opinion on the Fast and the Furious movies. So let's get started, Javen. What do you have at the bottom here?
Obviously, can't rank the newest one. So
the one that hasn't come out yet, right?
So So there's 1 to 8. So
real quick, are you going to include Hobbs and Shaw? Have you seen Hobbs and Shaw?
I did not. I'm not including that one because that one is separate from the actual series. It's like its own thing. So I didn't put that in there.
It's not. I'm just curious if Javen watched it.
They took Jason Statham and The Rock and just said, "You know what? We're gonna let y'all do your own buddy cop thing.
Yeah,
let y'all have that." So
AKA the studio said we can make some money not doing another Fast and Furious. We don't have to take a number on this. We're going to find a way to milk these characters without making 20 million movies. That's what they said.
That's what they did, yeah. It worked for them.
They did. So, 1 to 8. 8 being my lowest one and 1 being the highest. So, at number 8, I have Fast and Furious 6.
Wow!
Whoa!
I know we are starting. We are starting off. We are starting off spicy right now. We're starting off spicy.
This is crazy.
It started off spicy. Listen, y'all, for everyone that doesn't know, you see me kind of looking around, right? You see me kind of doing stuff. I'm cooking, all right? So what this man just said got it real hot in this kitchen. Got it real hot. So listen, I'm going to just, you know what, Javen, I don't know how you want to do this. Do you want to list them all and then we go ham? Or do you discuss each one? Because I'm ready to tear you up.
Let's discuss each one. Let's hear Javen's argument because this is blasphemy.
I knew when I put this down at 8. When I put this down at 8, I said, "Oh my lord, that I'm going to get flamed."
Wow.
But
okay,
yes,
let's hear your argument here.
All right. So with 6, and I'm basing it off of with this one's, it was kind of more of I'm basing it off of the villains in the other movies versus things like villains, how well the characters interact with each other, the action sequences. And
great. This is Luke Evans. Poor Luke Evans once again. Once again. Last week and now this week.
Once again, baby. Once again.
This is Luke Evans podcast.
So I think what it was with this one is this was the first Fast and Furious movie where granted, even though Fast 5 was in terms of just guess the wow factor, it upped the scale in action. This one was one where I was I don't like that. I don't like it in a sense of I like the action, but it was I can't really say realism, but realism in that sense.
Explain yourself.
I am. I'm about to explain.
You just said I didn't like it, but I liked it. Please.
Okay. Whoa. They have a tank part when that's
so
one
cool.
thing. As an example, it's when they introduced the tank part, and so I was okay with the tank part until it got to the part where Vin Diesel's character saves Michelle Rodriguez's character.
That's the word. That's horrible.
That's horrible. That was horrible. That was horrible.
It's horrible, but I love it because it's unbelievable as heck, but it's super cool. I remember
sitting there just watching. Are you serious?
Yeah.
But it's okay, and also that was the first one. Jayla.
So you didn't like the tank, or you did? Because I just want to understand that we in Fast 7 we got jumping out of airplanes with cars and parachutes with no military training.
Okay, yes.
I said up. In Fast 8, we got helicopter chases through major cities as if the cops don't exist.
Oh yeah, and The Rock is like hoarding a nuke in Fast 8. Like, what the heck?
Yeah,
I know.
And then we got
I
Fast
know.
9.
I
We got
know.
people
Like,
cooking across islands. So tell me what you didn't like about a tank. One of the most realistic things.
Yeah.
That was my only
franchise.
issue. That was my only issue with the tank. It's that part is when he literally fires himself. Not like he uses the motion of the tank to fire himself and saving her. That was my issue with it.
Wow.
So there was that part, and then it was with the villains.
You didn't like the villains.
I thought it's not the part. It's not the fact that I didn't like him. It's the fact that like I thought there was better villains in the other movies.
Interesting. I think Luke
Better
Evans
villains that
is
could just drive cars?
Yeah. I think Luke Evans. They really had the great villain mentality with, I think 6, 7 with Charlize Theron. I forget who the villain was in 8. I don't know who that was, but
8 is actually Charlie.
Charlize Theron.
Oh, what was 7 then? Who was the villain in 7? Oh, it was Jason Statham. Jason Statham. Who I thought was really good too. And was there a villain in 5? It was kind of like
the cartel.
The cartel.
It was
the
cartel.
cartel.
Yeah, it's just, but it wasn't
it's
like
always the cartels.
But it wasn't like one central figure. I thought Luke Evans had a great presence on screen. It was pretty intimidating, at least. Like not physically, but like just like character wise. He had.
Is it wrong to say that they were fighting their evil counterparts?
Yes, you're not wrong. I mean, you're not wrong about that.
They were their evil counterparts, and they even made the joke like we're literally fighting ourselves.
Yeah, I think like Taj or somebody mentioned that.
Like Tyrese mentions it, like we're really fighting our
the Avengers. They were the Avengers,
which was really cool. I mean,
that was the first one. I think that was the first like Fast and Furious movie where like they literally like action just went like out of this world.
Yeah, I'll always remember the trailer for this one. Like we make fun of it all the time. Like they got a tank.
They got a tank.
I remember seeing that in movie theaters. I'm like, yo, this looks crazy because I really liked Fast 5, and this was a step up for me.
But I mean, if you think about it, The Rock is what gave the excuse for half when The Rock bringing in the military.
Great point.
Stuff,
yeah,
is what gave Fast and Furious the end to do a lot of these things that is special ops stuff, if you will, that is way beyond the scope of what the first movie was, with just people street racing. Right, that's what took this out. That's what took this to another level. And what were we doing again in the first movie? It was street racing and something else.
In the first one, they were trying to discover. So remember, Paul Walker's character Brian, he's an undercover cop, and he was in charge of finding out who's been stealing all these shipments of like semi trucks.
Yeah.
So, and he got a lead that it was a group of street racers who were behind the heist. So he goes undercover as a street racer.
So Walmart hired Paul Walker as a private detective. Okay, got it. All right.
I mean, I liked. I mean, I understand that aspect, but like Fast 6, like just getting back to the Rock aspect of it all, I thought he brought some cool stuff to the movie. Even though compared to Fast 5, he was more of the Rock rather than Hobbs, if you know what I mean. Like in Fast 5, he was like in his character. In Fast 6, he turns more into the Rock, into that kind of lifestyle.
Exactly, right.
Which I don't like. And it comes into full flesh in like Fast 8 and 7. Like he's just a Rock. Yeah,
right.
He's not really a character anymore. But and you see that here in Fast 6. But still, I think in Fast 6, he still has a cool relationship with the main crew.
So right, like that's like just because I have it like it's the lowest one, that doesn't mean I hate it. It just is like there were just things that I didn't like. There was things I liked. Like I'll give the fact that this was like the last movie where they had an actual like street race in. I give them props for that. That's what some 7 and 8 didn't really do.
I remember there was a street race in
I take it back. 8 actually had a street race in it, but in my opinion, it wasn't really that good.
I don't remember that. Yeah, but 6 had a cool street race in terms of it was Dom and Letty, right?
Yes,
they were street racing, kind of like the good old days, and she didn't remember who she was. And the whole amnesia thing is really bad, but
I like how they set it up, but I get into that later.
Okay, cool. Yeah, let's move on. What's number 7?
So with 7, I have Fast and Furious 8.
Okay, I don't mind that. I don't, because it's one of my least favorite.
I have it as 8 because.
Yeah,
I'll give Charlie Theron is. I'll say Charlize Theron. You're still on mute, sir.
Z.
My bad. She's a good villain. That's why she's in the next one. She's the villain in the next one. Like, she's a good villain. I'll give like she's a better villain in my opinion than Luke. I'm sorry. Like I felt like she was. I would say when it comes to the action in this one, I love the part where they're hacking into all the cars and like it's like zombie cars and stuff like that. Like they're in New York City. I like that scene. However, am still really iffy on the whole when they're in the Arctic scene.
Oh, that's bad.
The summary, that's
the whole third act of this movie is really over the top. And like, granted, like I've said before, this whole franchise is over the top now. But the whole Arctic scene, which reminded me of that bad James Bond movie. I forget what it was. I think it was like Never Say Never, Never Die, whatever. But it was like the weird Arctic scene, and like The Rock is turning a torpedo with his bare hands. Oh, and then isn't this the one where Dom like gets surrounded by cars and he's protected from an explosion or something? It's like,
what?
Remember, like they blockade him off because he's outside in the Arctic for some reason. The cars blockade him, and then explosion happens, and he's like defended by it. It's really.
I might have to go watch that one back, but
I've only seen this one once in theaters. It's one of the only ones where I don't like rewatch it that often. Like if it comes on TV. But yeah, I remember like, oh, this was the first one where we got Jason Statham and The Rock working together, right?
Yes.
Fast 8, and I like it.
Right. So it was like a twist how Vin Diesel's character Dom is like he has to work for the villain.
Yeah, I remember the character like he's evil. It's like we all know he's not evil.
He's not evil. And if you found the reason was because he has a kid. He had a secret kid with the cop from the 5th one, and I'm like,
no name cop. Like we didn't even know her name. What is even her name?
Oh gosh, hold on.
Whose name? That's the point. That's the point, Evan.
Exactly. Yeah, she's like she had a kid with her, like, and not Letty. It seemed
I thought because I was like, so wait, I'm trying to think. Did he cheat? When did he have that kid?
I think he had the kid after he met her in Fast 5, and at that point he didn't know. He thought Letty was dead, right?
He thought she was dead, so that's why he was probably okay with it.
Exactly. But then, yeah, like you said, Jay, we don't see this girl. She's in Fast 5. Is she in Fast 6? His wife?
No.
But is she like in a post-credit sequence or something? I don't know.
I don't believe so.
But yeah, either way, like when I'm watching Fast 8, I'm like, who is she again? Should I remember who? I think I saw Fast 8 with you, Jay, and I had because I don't go see these movies by myself with Jalen. But yeah, it was just really odd. I'm like, okay, we're supposed to have like this whole huge emotional viewpoint. I didn't even know the main character, so.
Elena is her name.
Elena. Yeah.
Hey guys, I got a question. All right, sure. So here's the thing: we got 0 viewers. I see what happened. That's why I got on my computer because I said I don't know what's going on. Facebook made an error of why it's not on Facebook. That's why we don't have people watching. Do you guys want to take a quick second? We can pick up exactly where we left off, but just so I can send a new link in the group me and we go on Facebook.
All right.
Sure.
All right. Is that cool? Okay, cool. All right, I'm ending this one, and I'll send one in like 2 seconds.
Cool.
Bye.